Okay, here's a look at X-Transbots Toro, which is their version of a masterpiece scaled Cliffjumper. So here's just a quick look at the box with the nice artwork there. The back, your bio and tech spec, which is always really nice of them. And the side view, you get a image there of Cliffjumper robot mode and Cliffjumper in alt mode. Top of the box, X-Transbots logo, and the bottom preview of their upcoming figure back in the day, which is Skids. So this is another figure that I had to buy again because I gave away this figure to my friend who has basically my whole old masterpiece figures. But anyways, let's come down here, get a closer look at the figure. So first of all, this is a nice looking Cliffjumper in alt mode. What I liked about it was the gray colors of the arm, light on the forearm, dark gray for the shoulders, same with the hips and the lower legs. So yeah, that's something I liked. Something I didn't like was the dark blue purple windows, which is almost like a purple color, so that's a little off to me. And proportionately, yeah, you have to really look. I mean, I can tell from being an artist, product designer, nutritionist. The chest is a little big. Okay, I'm gonna give you the breakdown. So you could see the hips are kind of small. So look at the size of the forearms and the hips. So you could see the arms are definitely way too big, which everybody knows. And I think they did that to kind of make it proportion with the chest. And I'm pointing that out because when you transform this, yeah, there are some tightness and all that stuff, and I think that could have been resolved if they would have made a smaller chest, since this is a faux chest, not the real cover for the vehicle, which then they would have made shorter arms, which would have made it easier to go in. So again, that's just product design stuff. There's a lot of ways you could design things, and that's just something I'm telling you from my analysis of this. But anyways, this is a figure that I gave away because I knew that Fans Toys was coming out with this Cliffjumper, and the Fans Toys Cliffjumper is so much better. I mean, it's more cartoon accurate, proportions are better. So yeah, they did a really nice job, and so that's why I ended up giving away this figure. But if you saw my other episodes or videos, I realized that I could transform my old figures into their alt mode, and they look really nice in the alt mode. So yeah, I realized it after I gave it away. But letting you know, I also had to make a decision. Do I give this one or this one, since this is going to be my official tune version of Cliffjumper. And people complain about this because the proportions, I don't know, his like hips or something. I actually didn't have a problem with it, and I actually like this one so much better. But I'll go over that once I get him in alt mode. So just real quick, typical review. This is not a review, but you get your instructions, a bio card, and I got to point out some more issues with this figure. First of all, you get a ton of accessories, which are always nice. However, I'm going to say again that this does not make a great figure. Same thing with Magic Square. You can give us all these little accessories. That doesn't make a great figure. And the other thing about this is you can't see, but these are not painted. And that's an issue because the type of plastic that they used, I think that they're still using throughout their figure, it's not very strong, so it's very prone to stress, and it's more prone when these plastic parts are not painted for that paint to sip in to kind of tighten it up. But anyways, just wanted to point out some extra stuff you get. You get the Canon from that episode with the tripod, that little ski thing from the episode. You get another gun, this thing that goes on his hand, and some of those things that go on the car, which is nice. I'm not sure what these two things are, but just letting you know that's the accessory. So this is the figure. So I guess we could just come up close, take a better look. I mean, this is a nicely sculpted head. I already went over the proportions and stuff. I mean, I don't need to go over articulation and all that stuff. I mean, it's pretty good. They do a nice job, but this, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, it is big, but, you know, they have to put that junk in the trunk somewhere. And if you know, I told you many times with product design, there's many different ways you could design things. And this, after transforming it to robot mode, I can see so many areas where they could have designed this so much better, especially if they did what I pointed out, maybe a smaller chest to be proportioned with this hips, which then would have forced the arms to be smaller, which would have made all of that easier to go in here. And this all could have been redesigned to fold up a little bit better, so you don't have this big old backpack. But anyways, it's a nice looking figure. So now let's just go ahead and transform him to alt mode. Okay, to transform Cliffjumper into alt mode, first, as always, remove the accessories. And then here, what you want to do is rotate his hands outward in the fist position, and then rotate his arms inwards like so. And then we want to push him up, and we have the arm set. And then let's see, let's take care of the feet. Let's open up the panel here on both sides, and then bring down these tires, which are probably going to go back in because this one, they're loose, but other areas, they're tight. And then here, the joint here is on a double hinge, so you want to accordion this in and then fold this into this bar here, which I think is weird. I think this is just for support, but yeah, whatever. And then here we want to, I think this part's cool, how they made this the side, and then it rotates up to form the top. Same thing on this side, accordion the leg on the double hinge in, and then lift up the top part of this hood. Once you got that, you can then find the tab and the slot, line it up, tab it in, give it a good squeeze. And then this back here, this is not good design. I mean, you have to now pull back the front window here from the chest, kind of like a sandwich, and you could see it tabs in here on both sides. And that's not really good for this type of plastic that I was telling you. It's very thin. It gets worse. I'll point out something later here. But bring this all out. You could have totally redesigned that. And then we want to bring out the side fenders here. Yeah, it's not designed very well with these tires like that. And then also bring out the tires. And I don't like the sound, so yeah, you want to be careful. You could hear it, the crackling. That's like causing stress. And then close the window. That's just a weird design. Okay, now we got all that done. Then this is where you have to be really, really careful. You need to bring out his doors like so. And here, if you could see the little side view mirror, look at how thin that is. And this is not a very good plastic, and so yeah, that's not good. I mean, when you're manipulating this, if you're not careful, look at just, I don't want to do it, but if you accidentally hit it too hard, you're going to break that. So that's not a very good design there. But bring him out and then fold his head down and in, say goodbye. And then the arms are on a double hinge, so you want to rotate them in. And let's see. This arm needs to rotate up, so the hand is going to fit at that angle of the back window. Same thing on this side, on the double hinge. Bring it in and then rotate the other way, so the hand goes up at an angle. And then, let's see. Now we can rotate these up very carefully, because that's what I'm telling you. That's the really, you should be really scared when transforming this, because that's really not good if someone didn't already break it. Once we got that all set up, then we can fold this up straight till it goes in. And then here, you could see the little two tabs go underneath the front part of the vehicle. Get that all lined up, tabbed in. And the last part is just folding this up. You could see the tabs here. This part, you know, is okay because you could bend this. I mean, this is bending, so, you know, I mean, not bending the plastic, but rotating down. So this tab system works a little bit better here because you see the hips, they do rotate. You're not bending the plastic to get the tab in. That's what I'm trying to say. So it makes it a little bit easier to get them in. Once you do, then you can clean it all up on camera by just tabbing it in, checking all the sides, and just squeezing it all together very carefully with this figure. And then check the other side. And, you know, you didn't see it, but there are other times I'm hitting this window. I'm going to show you again. But this window, the side view mirror, look at how thin that is. Man, that's probably a major issue with this figure. But anyways, now we have Cliffjumper in his alt mode. And this is, see, I told you these tires, it's tight in other areas, but loose here. So, in alt mode, just like robot mode from the front view, this looks really, really nice. So this is a really great representation of a realistic vehicle. Yeah, I remember seeing this because I remember seeing the black spoiler, which didn't make sense to me because this is a red car and they used a different color spoiler. But anyways, look at this, is really nice. And now let me explain the reason why I gave this away. Because when I transformed the Mastermind Creations, look at, let's bring out the original. So you could see which one looks more, which is more proportioned to the cartoon. You could see it's the Mastermind Creations. So I think they did a nice job aesthetically. And look at the windows are a nice color blue. Well, then the dark blue in there, the full chest. And the other cool thing I really like about this was this little feature. I thought this was really cool for such a small figure. If I can find a way to get my fingernail in there, look at, you can actually stick in one of the little small masterpiece figure spike in there. That is so cool. And this is probably better than the Takata Bumblebee. But anyways, that's why I decided to keep this and gave away the X-Transbots version, because, yeah, I think it looks better. However, you know, after I made the decision to transform all the old figures in alt mode and have it represent the G1 or realistic, because this doesn't really represent the G1 very well, but it does represent a really nice realistic vehicle with the dark tinted windows, which is what I like. What was I saying? Oh, so when I put these two guys together, look at this. That's off. This, as nice as the Mastermind Creations Cliffjumper is, he's too small. So I had no choice. That's why I had to get the X-Transbots Cliffjumper again. I can't be an Indian giver, so I actually bought another one, and I'm actually happy with this. With my whole new collection of the old Masterpiece figures in their alt mode, this looks great. So you could just see, now he scales better with the Bumblebee. It does represent the realistic vehicles, both of them. So yeah, again, this is why I'm doing all of this, because this is really cool to have the old figures, Masterpiece figures, in the alt mode. And I'm not going to transform the Fans Toys Cliffjumper because he is going to forever stay in robot mode. And you know what? I worked really hard on making a short for this Cliffjumper, which I think is really cool. If you can, just go ahead, check that out, because that's a cool little animation that I made. But anyways, yeah, that's it. That is a look at the X-Transbots Cliffjumper, which is now going to stay in alt mode and is a really nice representation of a realistic vehicle with the dark tinted windows and all the details of the lights and stuff, which goes really nice with the other old Masterpiece figures. So again, when I'm all done with my old Masterpiece figures, I'm going to give you a big look at all of them, because I've already seen them with the ones that I made with Track, Smokescreen, Grapple, and Red Alert, and all that stuff. They look amazing all in alt mode. So anyways, that's it. So now it's going to be time for the next one.
Cliffjumper, what are you doing? I've got Megatron dead center in my viewfinder. Let's burn rubber! That's Cliffjumper. You traitor! I've been waiting for